There are a couple of really good weapons which are available to you right at the start of Act 2 of Cyberpunk 2077. Now, Act 2 in Cyberpunk is essentially when the map opens up for you and you can start exploring without restriction, and that's when you can start hunting down some of this gear. Now, the very first one we're going to look at is a pistol called the Plan B, and this is actually Dexter Deshawn's pistol, who you should know from Act 1 in the game. And we're basically going to go to the place where Dexter Deshawn gets clipped, and we'll be able to find that weapon there. So if you're looking at the map, just, completely zoomed out here like that, we're going to go into here, and the area that you're looking for is right at the end of this long road, sort of like right over here. Now, if we look at this here, you'll see that you're coming into this sort of like garbage trash area, and you'll recognize this from Act 1, essentially where Dexter Deshawn does get killed. So all you have to do is you just have to get to the end of the line here, and you'll see his body lying exactly where it was left after he got dropped. So you'll simply just park over here, and we can loot the Plan B right off of his body. Now, this is a fairly decent pistol with a increased chance to causing enemies to bleed when you hit them, but with the added caveat of whenever you shoot this pistol, it actually costs 180. So every bullet that you fire costs essentially $1. So make sure you got some money in your wallet before you start waging warfare with this. But nonetheless, fairly decent pistol, kind of cool looking, and it's fitting that we take Dexter Deshawn's weapon and actually use that for good, since he was such a giant piece of shit. Second weapon we're looking at is La Chingona Dorada. I'm 100% sure I mispronounced that, but this is Jackie Wells, the epic Jackie Wells from Act 1's. Two iconic pistols, so you're actually getting two weapons for the price of one, although both of them are identically the same basically. But essentially, if you're looking at the map zoomed out like this, what you want to be doing is you want to be going down here in Haywood, and you want to be going to the bar that is owned by Jackie's mother. Now, just as a precursor to actually being able to pick up these weapons, you are going to have to do the mission that you essentially give Jackie a send-off. The easiest way to get to this, if you have the fast travel enabled, is Al Coyote KO, the fast travel here. Otherwise, basically what you're looking for is just this bar here, as I mentioned on the map there. So after you've done the mission where you give him a send off, there will be a small shrine for Jackie inside the bar right over here. And as you get closer to this, you'll see both of these pistols are actually here, and you can pick up both of them and you can have them in your inventory. You can carry a piece of Jackie around with you. These are also fairly decent, and they have a really high crit damage and burn chance. And like I said, it's just really awesome that we're able to carry this with us, as this was a weapon, or the weapons that was wielded by Jackie. Super close by, and actually just around the corner from that bar we just visited for those two pistols, is the third weapon in this video, called Skippy. Now, Skippy is one of the more interesting weapons in the game, since it is completely different to any of the other guns that are available to you. And looking at the map all zoomed out like this, as mentioned, we were just down here at this bar right here. So just around the corner up on this side, you'll notice that there's a side job that's highlighted here, and that's kind of like an easy way for you to find exactly where the pistol is. So as mentioned, this is of course Haywood, and again, this is the side job over here. As soon as you get into this area here, you'll see it's a small little hop and a jump over into the alley itself. I'm stuck on some fucking newspapers. And you'll see there's some dude's body over here. You can go ahead and scan the body, but what you're looking for is the pistol. Now, this is, as mentioned, a unique weapon, since this has a AI that's built into the gun that essentially talks to you, and it's actually one of the funnier weapons in the game. It's actually pretty awesome. This is a smart pistol, and how smart weapons in the game work, of course, is they have some auto targeting that you can have. And Skippy works different in a way, and something that's very important is right at the beginning when you pick this gun up, you're going to have a short dialogue with the weapon where it's essentially going to explain to you exactly how it works and everything. You can see it happening in the background there right now. And then it's going to ask you to choose which mode it should be. Puppy dog mode, which essentially means that it smart targets everything except for the head. And then there's lethal assassination mode, which targets everything which only targets the head, so it only ever shoots headshots. Now, the first time when you do this, of course, only getting headshots with the gun sounds a whole lot better than only shooting extremities, right? So you are most likely going to pick that, but that would be a big mistake. So absolutely at this point in time, the first time that you're able to pick with the gun exactly what mode the gun should be in, you should be picking puppy dog mode, because after killing 50 people in puppy dog mode, the gun automatically switches over and locks itself into headshot mode. Now, had you chosen headshot mode, then after 50 kills it will switch to puppy dog mode and automatically lock itself like that. So by choosing puppy first, you get a slightly weaker gun for the first 50 kills, and then after that you get a ridiculously powerful smart pistol, which is pretty damn awesome and can be upgraded all the way to legendary status and actually just claps those cheeks. So you should actually do that. Enjoy Skippy, it's a fun weapon. Our fourth weapon is a submachine gun called Fenrir, which essentially sets enemies on fire when you shoot them, which is pretty damn sweet. And you can actually get this all the way in the north of Watson. Now at the very beginning, when you come to this area, there will actually be a quest here, a mission available in this upper area here, and essentially you start this mission by speaking to this monk over here. Now what this monk then asks you to do is to go find his brother, and if you fast travel away from this area or anything like that, then you're actually gonna fail this. And this actually happened to me on the second time that I attempted this. So the mission is called Sacrum Profanum, right? And essentially this monk asks you to go and rescue his brother, who's being held hostage by a bunch of people in a nearby warehouse. Now, if you're like me and you failed this mission because this gun, a Fenrir, is actually in the area, it's right next to the monk that you want to rescue, then you might be thinking, shit, there's no way for me to actually get this gun. But actually that's not true, because you can simply go over to the warehouse where you would have rescued this monk and you will find a weapon. So obviously if you are going there to rescue the monk, the gun will be there. If you fail this mission or something happened or whatever, then you can just go to the warehouse and pick it up. The warehouse in question actually sits all the way up over here. So exactly standing where I am with the monk right now, you can see it's super close by, and it's actually just up there. Coming into this area here, you can see the warehouse itself, and there's a bunch of containers on the right side, and that's actually how you gain entry. So if you look to the side here, you can see you can walk into this container here. You'll see it's an hostile area, but again, if you come here after the mission is concluded, there's nobody here for you to fight, and the only thing that's left for you to do is actually just loot the gun. As mentioned, this is a submachine gun with the added benefit of that rounds deal electrical damage and actually essentially set enemies on fire. So this is pretty damn cool. It's a pretty decent submachine gun. It's probably one of the better ones you can find right at the start of the game. And last but not least for this video is actually a nice little Easter egg from the Edge Runners Netflix series. One of the characters in that series, Rebecca, had a narcotic shotgun called the Guts shotgun. And basically, if you're looking at the map like this, right in the middle here, you've got this round area, which is a big park. It's right south of the Arasaka Tower. And if you're in this area here, all you need to do is just kind of like run along this inner sort of ring, if I can call it that, of the park. What you're looking for is in one of these sections, you will have 3 monks that are essentially sitting together with each other. Let me just quickly find that. I think I might be on the wrong side, so let me actually just run around. But as mentioned, this park itself is like 2 sort of like concentric circles, and you just want to go along the outside of the circle until you find the area where you see the 3 monks sitting like this. Now you simply check behind them and you'll find the Guts shotgun right in the bushes here. And as mentioned, this is a weapon wielded by Rebecca in the series. And you can see here that this is a fairly decent power shotgun that has an increased amount of projectiles, and this thing actually, trust me, just don't use it in enclosed spaces. You'll be surprised at the amount of destruction that comes flying out of this thing. But yes, that is the iconic shotgun from Rebecca in the Edge Runner series. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. There's a whole bunch more videos coming on Cyberpunk 2077. I'm playing this from scratch in anticipation of Phantom Liberty, which is dropping essentially 2 days from me making this video. So I'll be creating a bunch more guides on finding more of the iconic weapons, as well as really cool upgrades in the game. So keep an eye on the channel, like this video, comment if there's something specific you're looking for. If you're excited for me for Phantom Liberty, then obviously also just let me know that. But other than that, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Till next video, fucking cheers.